Hello to all my friends out there. Let's hope this thing doesn't cut out. It says my storage is full, and I don't see how that happens because I pay extra so it doesn't get full. Let me see if it's going. I think what it's trying to tell me is time for a new phone, but I want to wait until the new AI phone comes out if I can. So, okay, this video is save money now, reduce 3 most expensive groceries in 3 ways. So I'm going to try to do that first. So I'm doing midweek meals this week. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday cheat meals. So I'm following a meal plan. On one of the days I want to have pizza, but I want to come up with my own pizzas, sort of pizzas that are cheaper. So I have 1 piece of toast. I'm just using regular bread, and I'm making a pizza sandwich. And this is a tasty hamburger. No wasting, you guys. This is a tasty pizza burger. Here it is. So what I did was I concocted a meatloaf, and it has spaghetti sauce, which so one of the things is stockpile. You get the food out of your stockpile. So I had bought this spaghetti sauce, but I will be trying to stockpile pizza sauce because I want to follow the meal plan, and I want to come up with a cheap way of existing. But first I want to do the content. Okay, the 3 most expensive groceries and how to save 3 ways. Okay, the 3 most expensive groceries are meat and seafood, dairy, specialty cheese, organic fruits, avocados, berries, and asparagus. So yesterday I needed an avocado, and so I bought an avocado, and it was an organic avocado, and I didn't know it. It was $2, and when I opened it, I couldn't eat it. So I returned it, and they gave me another avocado. So I would suggest keeping track of the price of avocados. And I told them if this was a 69-cent avocado, I wouldn't have said anything, but $2 is expensive. So, okay, so most expensive groceries. Okay, now I can buy meat and seafood marked down. Half price usually, you've seen me do it. Dairy and specialty cheese, both of those I buy marked down. But recently I have started looking for the longest expiration date. But when I find good deals, I'm going to buy them. And then organic fruits. And like if you're like a bit of a health nut, avocados, berries, and asparagus are key. Okay, so now how about now 3 things we can do. Try to buy most food on sale or marked down. I do that almost every day. I show you guys, and I'm going to be doing it. And find this marked down food and buy the food that is on your meal plan, which I just located. And we'll talk about that. But I want to get the 3 ways out of the way because I want the people interested to be able to see. Okay, food storage. Mostly cans that are practical, non-perishable, convenient, and nutritious. So that couldn't have been easier. So let me give you a shot of this. I'll start up here, and you can take a screenshot if you wish. I like to include everything I do in the video because you never know. So we're focusing on essentials, and we're going to come back to that, but staying to the content. Okay, now think about canned food. Canned vegetables, that's one of the most expensive things we buy. So I I created a small stockpile for a week in case some of you are new to stockpiling. Okay, so I'm following the meal plan. And the meal plan for vegetables is green beans, peas, and carrots. We'll get into that, the carrots in a minute. Canned beans. Okay, the ones I like are pork and beans and chili. So now if you wanted to, if finances permit, you could buy a case and that would last you for a while. That's two. Tuna and salmon. So I have a can of salmon and a can of tuna. Canned fruit. So I have a pineapple and I have pears. Okay, so the pineapple is in its own juice and the pears are what I like to eat a lot of times in Jell-O. Okay, 2 cans of evaporated milk in case, you know, I want to eat cereal, and 2 cans of soup to be eaten with sandwiches, because lunch is sandwiches or pasta. Okay, and then now those are the six canned vegetables. Canned vegetables are some of the most expensive things we buy if we buy organic. For the beans, I have pork and beans so I can make baked beans or chili with tortilla chips. Tuna mostly for sandwiches or tuna casserole. Canned fruit, the most expensive cans really, except for maybe meat. Evaporated milk, I use that in cooking or to be eaten with cereal. We'll get into that in a minute. And soup to be eaten with the sandwiches. Okay, then number 7, peanut butter. Okay, I made peanut butter today. Let me get the peanut butter out. And the peanut butter for the stockpile probably needs to be in jars. Here's my homemade peanut butter. Today I made this, we'll get into that in a minute, with Brazil nuts and sunflower seeds, because I want to use up the nuts I have. Jam. Okay, now I want to mention something about jam because I hadn't bothered to think about this and I should have. You might be like me and think that the jam is good indefinitely because, okay, so I started going for better jam in case, you know, something happens. And today I had my homemade butter, peanut butter, and a strawberry jam sandwich, and that was so good. Okay, a salsa. What I do, I want to mention this salsa. I like the Walmart salsa the best because it's $1.30 a can, and if you have omelets, there was a foil on there. I also have these little cans, Chipotle, and I will use them up. I will use it in cooking. Pizza sauce, so I found this one in my stockpile, but I'll be looking for pizza sauce, and canning jars and glass jars. Okay, I want to mention this strawberry jam. You need to be thinking about the value of the canning jars and the glass bottles with lids, because there's actually quite a bit of value, you know, if hard times were to strike. Like refrigerator jam. Okay. So, okay. All right, let me give you a shot of this in case you want, and you're new to stockpiling. Stick around, and when you first start, when finances permit, buy two cans or jars at a time. And so if you go to the simple meal plan, so you could buy a can of store brand chicken noodle or vegetable soup. The salsa's actually cheap, and you know, pizza sauce is cheaper than spaghetti sauce. So be thinking about that. Okay, so now for some tips. Get the fullest packages. Some don't say, oh, well, what's the difference? A little here, a little there. No, it is a difference. Like today, I was scraping everything I could out, like when I made the granola. Look at this. This is my honey container. And there's a little bit in the cap. So it's enough for like half a peanut butter sandwich. Imagine money is low, okay? The longest best by dates. I do buy things that don't have the longest only if I get them marked down. Scrape out the last bits, no wasting, and freeze immediately. Try to reuse plastic bags, garbage bags, and get them with produce. So today when I got my avocado, I could have gotten a bag, but I didn't. But I'm trying to retrain myself because the plastic is so expensive. And on garbage bags, if your garbage bag is not heavily soiled, just reuse it. Take pride in saving and being cheap. So you might be thinking, you're just a tightwad. Yeah, that is true, but you know these scrimpers, they realize how much money it saves them. So like the 3 midweek meals, you know, these 3 meals, like my pizza burger. Let me taste this thing. So it's a meatloaf with spaghetti sauce. Now this is a legitimate pizza type thing. And it's cheaper than buying pizza. And it's truthfully probably a little bit better. These will improve as you get you could get sourdough bread, or you could get, I used to make something similar to this. It was with, what did I use? I think I used some breakfast, you know, bagel or something. I am forcing myself to make large ice cubes, and this is homemade lemonade. You know, to branch out a little from soda, which is never far from me. Don't think it is, it isn't. I will give you the recipe in a minute. All right. Midweek meals. So your cheap meals will get better. So what I did yesterday, you saw me, is I bought hamburger, big patties, 2 of them for $4.35. So that is only half a patty. So that's $2. But a lot of times I can buy steak for $2. And I'm out of the house between the hours of 4 and 9 if I can. Tomorrow's supposed to be 104. So I knew this lady, and she looked at her power use, and the highest was between 4 and 9, and she goes, wait a minute, everyone in this house works during those hours. And she called them and she said, I can give you verification of that. And they said, well, okay. And they refunded her $100. So now, so you go, well, $100, $25 a week, no stop. Okay, I was watching this channel where these people were in dire straits, and this like savior came, and she budgeted everything, and she left them with $87 a week for food for 2 people. That is less. There are people living in houses, trying to hang on to their houses, trying to hang on to their cars, who actually have less money than people on welfare. Or they should go to the food banks, or they should sell some of their junk to generate money, like at the thrift store. Or, you know, buy your food, like you have $87, buy everything half price, so that would give you more like $160, so you could live decent. That's what we're doing. So that is some tips. Now, back to, okay, so we have the pizza sandwich. That's pretty good. I will make that again. Oh, it was English muffins. The sourdough English muffins. So I'm going to be having pizza, And I thought, that's crazy. Why should I buy pizza? Just come up with some pizza. I had hamburger. I put onion. I put garlic powder. I put a little ketchup, an egg yolk, and I took oatmeal, 3 tablespoons, and I ground that up because I'm reducing the carbs. And then I put a little ketchup and I made like a little meatloaf. I put a little oil because the pan or this kind of beef doesn't have that much. I baked it in the oven at 350, and when it was most of the way done, I put marinara sauce on the top of it, and then when it was done, I added the pizza sauce and I cooked that down, and then I added the mozzarella cheese, and I had bought a big bag I showed you guys. I had these small bowls and I got half a bowl. So then I made lemonade. So let me give you the recipe. All right, I still have enough cake mix left for another mug cake, but I made half a batch of lemonade because I have some lemon concentrate. I want to buy, one thing you want to make sure you have is vitamin C. So you can buy lemon concentrate and is this thing still going? And lime concentrate. Okay. I don't know why it cut. Well, last night it was downloading again. I go, this phone is driving me nuts. Okay, so now I want to talk. Okay, so now the peanut butter. Then I made peanut butter because I used the last bit of my peanut butter in some granola bars, and I want to talk to you about that. And so all the peanut butter was I had about 1 cup of Brazil nuts, and then I had bought these sunflower seeds. If you roast your Brazil nuts or your big nuts by like this, like at 250 on both sides for 10 minutes, and then grind them when the nuts are still warm. I didn't grind the sunflower seeds, so I just ground them until the peanut butter resulted. And so I had peanut butter. Okay, when you make your own peanut butter, it can last for a while. Just grind it in the blender. So this is why for food storage, you really need jars of peanut butter, because you need a good heavy duty blender to make peanut butter. I asked the AI, are Brazil nuts the most nutritious nuts out there? Is that the most? And the AI said, Brazil nuts are nutritious nuts, but almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and cashews are very nutritious. The Brazil nuts did make really good peanut butter. This peanut butter with the sunflowers and the Brazil nuts was a little bit salty, but it was very delicious. So, okay. So you guys saw all the stuff I made with the last batch of peanut butter. So I wanted to show you. So I don't know if you can see this, but this one made about a half a cup of a half a container of peanut butter, and believe it or not, that is quite a bit. Okay, so you just roast the nuts if they're large and then grind them. Okay, so then so pizza sandwich was bread, meatloaf. You could make this out of leftover meatloaf, pizza sauce, and mozzarella cheese. Okay, and then I want to talk a little bit about markdown shopping, because I did some today. So I returned my, and then I made granola bars again. And that's because the 2 snacks on the meal plan are granola bars and fruit cups. Okay, to me, the kind you buy always seem like they're underbaked and they're not that tasty. But these are peanut butter. I had another row going across this way and I ate the whole thing. These are peanut butter granola bars, really easy to make. And if you want, you can break them up and eat them like granola cereal. So Heat to almost boiling 1/4 cup honey or pancake syrup and 1/4 cup oil. Then turn off the heat and add 1/4 cup peanut butter and then 3 cups oatmeal, and you can add dry fruit and nuts. But because I have the homemade peanut butter, I didn't think I really needed it. And let me tell you, these are good. This is the good stuff. And you'll get better at making it, especially if you make the peanut butter too. And you can keep them in the freezer if you want. Mix to coat the dry ingredients. And then if you want granola, you know, just spread it around. But just press it down with a spatula. And let me give you the recipe. Good recipes, good easy recipes are key. You want nutritious meals that don't cost much. And even when times are good, you're going to find yourself, you've come up with such good meals that are cheap. You know, you're just going to continue on with your, you're going to know that Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I mean, come on, every once in a while, if you want to buy something, like, you know, I bought myself some rose bushes, you're not going to go broke. Okay, now what? All right. Now, one thing that's key is the meal plan. And if you've been watching my videos, you're probably tired of it, but it's very important. Breakfast, the main items are scrambled eggs, boiled eggs, and omelets. So that's why I need salsa, because I like to eat salsa on my omelets. Also, I could have made my meatloaf with salsa instead of ketchup. And then you need toast, bagels with butter or jam. Then you need oatmeal. Okay, I wanted to show you, I started putting a baggie on top of my oatmeal to try and keep it fresher. So this is like everything to be cheap. Oatmeal, cereal, and then pancakes or waffles occasionally. Beverages are coffee, tea, juice, and milk. You can think of this as juice. Lunch, main course is sandwiches with cold cuts, tuna, and peanut butter. So in your stockpile, you have tuna or salmon, and you have peanut butter. And then you can buy lunch meat and stack that up in your freezer. But if the power goes out, that is not so good. And you know, the cold cuts, tuna, and peanut butter and jelly. So I don't like the really big jars of jelly because there's just, or jam, so I buy the middle-sized ones. Lunch continued pasta, rice with basic sauce, pasta or rice with basic sauce, occasionally cheese and meat sauce. So you can have you can have macaroni and cheese, you can have leftover spaghetti, simple soups, and the soups listed are chicken, noodle, and vegetable. So if you're new to stockpiling, the thing about these is you can eat these right out of the can. When I was doing the car living all the time, I ate those constantly in my car, and my car shows it too. Sides are salads, basic greens, tomato. Okay, the salads are basic greens, tomatoes, cucumbers, and then I added chips. So this week the chips were on sale, so I could have bought a lot of chips. Small piece of fruit, and the fruits listed are apples and bananas. Instead of going wild and buying 5, 6 different kinds of soup, this is can be counted as fruit. Beverages, water, juice, and coffee. And then the most important thing is dinner: chicken, baked or grilled, occasionally beef or fish. So I am trying to break my week up, and I want to eat